Well, okay with time, folks. How are y'all doing? It's that time of year. It's tomato canning time. Mama, tell me about your tomatoes.
Okay, this right here is, I've washed them and got them in this water. And then I dip them in boiling water for a few seconds.
Blanching them.
And I'm going to put some ice in this bowl and water.
And then they turn into that.
And right here's three that I've got peeled, done like that. And I'm going to
That's your scraps.
Yeah.
But now you can get some voluntary tomatoes out of that for next year. Plant, or throw those out in your garden and put a little dirt over them. They could come up in the morning.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to get me some ice. And
I'll get your ice.
okay.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to put these in this boiling water.
Ice. How much ice?
Now, I just got 7 more tomatoes. It doesn't take much. I'm going to put water in it.
So this just stops the cooking process.
Yeah, that's enough.
So this is called blanching them. Now Mama's very picky. She don't blanch and it's got spots or cuts or rotted places.
I peel those.
She peels those. But now this blanching process makes this peeling come right off. You don't have to roll them, but and you'll leave them in there about 30 seconds. And then you take them out one at a time and drop them in your ice water. And that stops the cooking. And then Mama will show you the wonderful magic of the blanch.
Yeah. It's a coming out. Whoa.
And then you can play basketball with them and drop them over into another boiling pot of water.
So I've got
That's for flats. So
2 more that I'm going to put in here because that one I'm going to peel. So you need to turn them down because they're...
Because they're what?
too big. The water's went and boiled down.
I'll just help it. Just like your skin. It won't take long to pull it off. Tomato skin so thin and easy.
And you don't have as much waste, I'll show you.
No. And it's so much easier. Show me.
Oh, I thought you was doing that.
I'm on you, waiting.
Oh, I was waiting for you to get through. So that's all. These is a box of canning tomatoes Johnny bought, and they've every one got them at the top. See, and all that skin's already off of that.
And it's there you don't lose any tomato, just the skin.
And I cut this where the stem goes. And I just simply cut them like that.
What a beautiful process. Love canned tomato day.
And then I'll show you another one. Turn it. Can you reach that burner? This one, we're through with it. And I just get it started, and you can see. Now that's got a spot. It looked all right from the...
Now you smell it.
I always do. And it, see, that hull just slides right off. Look what thin hulls.
Beautiful.
And I just go up here and trim it all off.
Make it
Sticking to
pretty.
my finger.
Mama's using a Rada tomato
Knife.
One of y'all sent that to us. We had some, but this is the one y'all sent.
Just take the hull and it'll all, every bit come off like that.
Your nose will smell out any rotted spots. You can't hide them, especially when they're a little warm.
No, or that water wasn't hardly deep enough. It's not got the top of this one. But I cut that all off anyway. I don't know what that is that causes that on it. But see how that just
Comes right off.
pulls right off from there.
That's the whole point of blanching it. Putting in hot water for 30, 40 seconds. If you have smaller tomatoes, it don't take that long.
Oh, no.
You know, tomatoes will blanch in the garden if it gets rained or wet and then it gets a lot of sun.
Gets real hot on it.
They'll blanch. And the skin will come off just like that.
And you can feel that skin on there.
Here's some she did earlier. I'm going to show you this little trick too. You see those tomatoes and all that froth on there? I don't know if it's an old wives' tale or not, but you can dip this froth off and it does take out some of the bitter, doesn't it, Mama?
I've heard that, but I just eat it.
Mama eats it, but you can do that. You probably heard that. Take off the froth, but you just keep stirring until they cook down. Now, Mama, these are going to be canned tomatoes. This isn't going to be juice.
No, they're canned tomatoes.
So canned tomatoes, as you all know when you buy them at the store, you got the whole tomato in there, you got the juice, you got it all, but no peel. And you got seeds in it. Juice, you put them through a colander.
You could take
and strain them out.
You'd have a lot of waste. You could take them and cut the seeds out of them, all that, but it's just a lot of waste. We eat the seeds and all when they're fresh, so I said, why not eat the seeds and all in your can?
Exactly right, Mama.
Okay, now that's my process, and I'm going to cut these and add them to that.
And it smells wonderful. If you like the smell of fresh cooked homegrown tomatoes. Now we bought these, but they were homegrown. Meaning they hadn't been in a hot house or anything like that. Just homegrown tomatoes. You gotta love them. Now, I don't know why. I did say coffee time, didn't I? It is coffee time. I don't know why I've had the hankering for some veggie pizza. Just vegetable pizza. And y'all know my favorite way is to make it with a tortilla shell. Let me get my shells. And I had one left, so why not make a little pizza? Now, Mama can eat all this if she wants it, but she probably won't even eat a bite of it. She says to me, I'm not eating it tonight. You eat your pizza. I'm having leftovers from last night. And she is having them. Right over here they are. Here's one of our clear bowls from Tupperware. Now these little weird shaped bowls, they fit in your refrigerator like magic. They'll go in there and you can slide another one right up the side of it. They're modular. And you can see that's mashed potatoes, as you well can see. These aren't on sale. We hadn't showed you those, but they are. So Mama's having mashed potatoes. She didn't eat all her chopped beef steak, so she's having mashed potatoes, chopped beef steak, and going to heat that okra up. No, she did not fix it for lunch today. I knew she wouldn't. Mama has a real problem with lunch. She just can't do it. She can do brunch. She's a brunch lady. I figured it out, Mama. You just do brunch. You don't do breakfast. You don't do lunch. You do brunch.
They don't have time to have all them in there.
She likes to eat a good meal around 10:30, 11. Now I just put a piece of parchment on here and put one flour tortilla. Now, I'm going to prepare these wonderful vegetables. Let's go down here. Y'all need to be on the chore board right now. So, let's cut these spots off this tomato. Now, I don't use a tomato knife. People will say, how come you don't use a tomato knife? I don't know. I just use my Purple Chef Series knife. Mama did give me a new one. Did I tell y'all that? This isn't a new one. Yeah, this is a new one. How do I know? Because my original one got caught in the drawer and it had a little bent crease right there. So I know the original. So this is a new one that Mama got out for me the other day. She said, You're all the time looking for that knife, and sometimes it's in the dishwasher. You know that night it was in the dishwasher? She said, I'm getting you another one. It's nice having the son of a Tupperware lady. She has all kinds of little magical stuff. I love this knife. I use it for a lot. And y'all don't like when I use the little orange one, but I love him too. It's just perfect. Now, I'm just prepping here. This is what I do most of the time before y'all get here. Clean off the tomato, get my veggies. But tonight, it's all on, folks. So, let's talk about a veggie pizza. It can be anything you want it to be. Now, I'm going to just use a little bit of traditional pasta sauce. And this is going to be my base. Now, I didn't call this a vegetarian pizza because it's going to have cheese. And I don't know what else in this. I'm not trying to really come up with a vegetarian method. I'm just like a good veggie pizza. And when do I like it the most? I guess it's when all the good veggies are in the garden. This is so quick and so easy. You didn't put too much, John. Yeah, you probably did. But you can skip that back off. Sometimes I talk to myself. Don't y'all pay me no mind. So just cover your... I'll leave a little bit around the edge. Some people don't. You don't have to. Just cover your tortilla shell with your marinara sauce. The reason I call it marinara sauce is there's no meat or anything in this. Well, I don't reckon. It's just traditional vegetable. Alright, so there we go. That's got that little bit of mess going. Now I've got a banana pepper out of Mama's garden. It's not hot. I don't know what kind. It's some seeds that we come up with.
It was with the with the bell peppers.
It was with the bell peppers, but no, I don't think it's a bell. I tell Mama I thought it was a habanero. Not a habanero. What's those that they stuff in the restaurants? Chili relleno. Definitely not a habanero. My mama would never even allow such. It's not a jalapeno. It's probably just a bell pepper with an attitude. Bell pepper with a different hairdo. Folks, I don't know what it is. Come out of the garden. But I've seen them at the stores. I do like it because it has a seed pod, but the seed pod is a pie in it. So you can cut a lot out before you get there. So I'm going to start out with whatever pepper this is. Whatever it is, it's not a hot pepper. It's not a habanero for sure. I just said that because I was thinking relleno. Now don't ask me how I made that connection. It's Friday. Anything's possible. I'm going to leave that for another occasion. And we'll go to this banana pepper. This one is a little different. He's not hot either though. There is hot banana peppers. And not hot. This one's just a mild banana pepper. Absolutely delicious is what it is. And they too have got a seed pod up near the end there. So I'm just adding my choice of vegetables, and that's what you need to do. If you're wanting to make a veggie pizza, just add your choice of vegetables. And the tortilla shell, I don't know, some people said, you can buy pizza crust, John. I know, I bought them, I like them. But the tortilla shell, something I always have, I like it. And it's just the right crunchy, crispy for me. And it's just the right thickness, actually. I just like that real thin crust. And here it is. Just like that. Now, something I've never done before. I've never had cauliflower on my pizza. Never. I've had cauliflower crust pizza, but I've never put chopped up cauliflower on it. And no, this didn't come out of our garden. But it's been in here for a week. You see how white and pretty it is? Over a week, Mama said. Y'all know when we used it. I guess, yeah. And because we fixed honey mustard dressing or something with it, didn't we, Mama?
I dipped it in honey mustard.
Yeah, was that the same night I made the honey mustard? We cut this off?
Yeah.
Another thing I like about this knife, I use it like a bench scraper. Now, I'm going to use that one big chunk right there, but I don't want them too chunky because I want the cauliflower done, at least roasted good. Cauliflower going right on here. Line up, neighbors and friends. You're fixing to see it here. This is something else I don't know that I've ever put on a veggie pizza, but I love it. How can it not be good? It's yellow straight neck squash. I think it's obvious why they call it that, because see, it's straight neck instead of crooked neck. There's crooked neck squash and straight neck squash. Most of the time, the best little tender part, as you can see here, is this neck from here up, and it's solid. There's no seed or anything. You can get to the seeds, which this one's so little and young, those seeds don't really bother anything. So Mama likes to fry them when they're this little kind. So we'll get the straight neck because you get a longer section of that straight neck, which is good for pizzas or just frying or whatever you want to use it. This is what she used last night in the fried okra and tomatoes. And they were good. They were delicious, weren't they, Mom?
Oh, yeah.
So this is just crooked neck, straight neck squash.
My crooked neck didn't come up good.
It didn't?
No, I don't know if the rain and the heat cooked it when it was littler or what, but it
No, that could have happened. It could have blanched it.
it didn't do
I
good.
promise you I'm not going to waste those vegetables. I'll throw those in a stir fry or something else. Now I'm just going to slice this tomato just like this. And I know some of y'all are going to say, I wouldn't do it that way, John. Well, I understand. But this is the way I like it. And this may be, Mama might peel one of these off and eat it. First thing I'm going to do, though, I'm going to do my onion. This is some left over from last night. I'm just going to put the purple onion all over it there. The extra that we had last night. See how pretty? I'm going to put a little bit more though. Do y'all ever crave something maybe you had and you think, man, I like to have that tonight? Well, that's what happened with me with this. And we used to have a person that worked at one of the fast food places that made the best vegetable pizzas. And they would order them at work, and a friend of mine, and well, several of us actually, would get together and we'd have that beautiful vegetarian pizza that was always so delicious. So there, you could stop there, and you could put your cheese on there, and you could call that a beautiful garden vegetable pizza. But of course I'm not. So I'm going to start out with him right there. And I'm just going to lay these out. I could dice these up. Most certainly I could. But I want to cut into that with that delicious red tomatoes on there. Like I said, Mama might even peel one of these off and just eat it, because she loves these. We make these on this same sheet. No pizza, just put the tomatoes all over it and then cover it with cheese and bacon, and I put a few jalapenos. I made them for you last year before last. I fried them and showed you all the different toppings you can select to put on your red fried tomatoes. I love red fried tomatoes. Fried green tomatoes is delicious, but I love the red. I think if I had to pick, I would say probably I like the red with the cheese toppings and all that just as much as I do the green. And I love me some fried green tomatoes, especially in a ranch sauce. Now to this, I'm just going, well, I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna forget the salt and pepper if I ain't very careful. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of Himalayan sea salt, pink salt right on top of my tomato. Now I have preheated that oven, and it's preheating up to, what is it, 350, Mama? 400. And a little bit of 400 is fine. Cook it fast. And a little bit of black cracked pepper. Now then, let's do our cheese. This is Mexican 4 cheese. I don't have mozzarella. We use it so quick, I need to buy 2 bags of it. And I'm going to pile this on there because I want it to melt down on those tomatoes, melt down on that pizza. Now, I'm not a parent. I've had family, children over. Mama used to have kids here all the time. She used to have tea parties with the little girls and slumber parties. And they'd always want to make something. And we'd always cook with the kids. But they're grown now and got their own kids. But this would be something that I'm not telling you should, I would attempt this with my kid. Because they could do the little tortillas, make personal ones, and have them. I want to cover it all. I know, I put this little wad back in there, didn't I? Why didn't I just throw it on there? I don't know, because I cover all my spots. I done covered them so far. I put another one. Now, at this point, you could add some to this top if you want to dice you up some of this little pepper here. You know, now you're just talking decoration. But, you know, if you're fixing this for family or you're fixing this to present to somebody, this tells them, hey, there's peppers in there. So you can do whatever you want to do. But kids love to eat what they fix. And then they love to tell people, I made this, I made that. And so that's a good way to get kids to eat, get them involved, get them used to cooking, get them in the kitchen. So, you know. And this is something kids love, is pizza. So I would recommend this would be a good go-to for a child to start in the kitchen, because this is awful easy. You got to admit. Now, I don't know about this part here. I don't know about your child. This knife is sharp. I know that. But let's just say you prep all the vegetables, get them all laid out on the table, and then have the kids come around and make their own pizza out of the toppings. Yeah, I'm going to say this would be a good kid starter. You take care of the hot oven, you take care of the cutting, and let them take care of the designing of their own pizza. I think it would be a great thing. Just a great thing. Alright, so there we have it. Put a little green on top. But look how pretty that is. Look how pretty that is. Veggie pizza. Mama, you might want these tomatoes and cheese. Mama, are you anti-veggie that bad?
No, I'm just talking.
You ain't fooling with this hot mess, are you?
No.
Into the oven it goes. We'll set us a timer for an hour and a half.
Oh, I don't.
13 minutes. We'll see what it looks like. Let's come over here and check out Mama. We'll move real slow.
These are just a full, and I put them all in there, and they're cooking good. They've been done for long. Then what I do is I put my flats. I turn this back up and get it good hot. Put my flats in there, I fill my jar one at a time. I put my flat, I get a paper towel, clean the top of it off, dry my flat, put it on it in a ring, and then I go to the next jar. To see they're all cooking.
You want to tell what you did this morning, Mom?
I went to the eye doctor.
And you got you some what?
New glasses.
New glasses. I tried to get a red pair. She looks so cute. I've got a picture of her. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it in the comments how cute she looked in her red ones. She didn't go with the red though, did you, Mama?
Oh, no.
And
all you could see was glasses coming
They
out.
were cute. Y'all comment and let her know how cute she looks in them. I'll post a picture in the comments.
I'm too old to be bright red.
They weren't bright.
He tried to tell me they was a brownish red.
They are. They were a burgundy red. Not a, well, they were red.
They were red.
What is tomato that red though?
No.
Mama didn't want to do just tomatoes tonight. I said, Mama, you could do just tomatoes. She said, no, it takes too long. So we'll show you the process. If we don't get to show you the very end, we'll show you pictures. But you know the process now. And how long you let it cook, Mama?
I don't know. I just 30 minutes or longer. I just
30, 40 minutes. When Mama decides to take them up, you can tell when they're done. You dip a little bit more of that froth off there, but Mama says she don't dip it off. I always thought she did, but
I just can't.
She just can't. Mama, you want to do these two little squashes? You want to just put them in a fridge smart, or do you want me to go ahead and cut them up?
I just put them in a fridge. They won't dry out as bad. Just leave them like that until you're ready to use
I'll eat them raw with some ranch with this cauliflower right here. I'll just put them in here with this because you can put two different things in there and it don't hurt. And let's see if it's got yellow squash on here. It's got peppers and cauliflower in the same bucket. It's got, I don't see a yellow crooked neck squash.
Or straight neck or no neck.
No, but I'm sure it'll be about the same. And I'll put that little pepper in there too. You can put different veggies in there and they won't cross up. It's wonderful. It just, and the fence set, it won't hurt. They're good. I have put different stuff in there before and had no problems with them. I think you can put onions in them too, or not, can you? No. Do you hold an onion? There's pictures on here if you need to know. That's what I'm looking at. Avocado, no tomatoes, no pumpkins, no squash, I might not supposed to put the squash in there, but I already had. No bananas, no kiwi, no. I don't see onion on there either. I see beets. It tells you what it holds. So what are y'all up to today? Are y'all enjoying your Friday? Happy Friday. Yay, Friday. Some of y'all are saying, I gotta work tomorrow. What are you rubbing that in for? I'm sorry. I used to have to work on Saturday. Actually, up until just about 5 years ago when we sold the flower shop, 6 years ago now, I worked every Saturday of my life. I've always worked 2 jobs because I'm wired up that way. Even when I worked in the school system, everybody be glad to be off on holidays. I don't like that. I like to keep my little routine. Do y'all think I may have OCD or CPO or crazy? Because I like to stay in my same little pattern. That's the reason I don't like on Saturdays, I don't like to sleep late. I want to get up at my regular time, get my shower, same time, get my coffee, same time. Stay on a routine. I know other people that do that, so I know I'm not completely just out of the craziness. But I am pretty strict about it, aren't I, Mama?
Yeah, pretty much.
Maggie is too, though. Maggie wants to get up at the same time, and she wants to go out at the same time. And that works out good for me. Mama says she showed herself today.
Oh, she's done nothing but worn it out every 5 minutes.
Mama's got a shirt on from Y'all's that says, "Have faith and count your blessings." Look at her over there. When I count my blessings, I name my mama twice. 3 times. I don't know what I did to deserve to have such a wonderful mama. But I sure am glad. And a daddy. I had a wonderful family. And I know some of y'all didn't have that wonderful opportunity. And I wish everybody could. Wish everybody had those. But, you know, we're each given different paths to take. We all have our own struggles. We all have our own. So when you meet people on the street and you think they got it made, look at them. You can see Mama in the mirror. Hey, Mama. She looks far away, but she's right here. I can touch her. When you see people on the street and you hear people saying things and stuff, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their battle is. You don't know what their situation is. So sometimes we have to look at people. Now, some people are just jerks. And let me tell you something. You can be, I don't know how to say this without, you don't have to take everything. You don't have to be a doormat. And you can be a Christian and not be nasty and say awful things, but you can let people know that you're not going to talk to me that way. You're not going to treat me that way. You can be assertive and still, I believe, this is just me. I'm not a doctor or anything of theology, but I don't believe God expects us just to take everything. I think we should take as much as you can take. Don't be the first one to, in a line or frustration, and realize your points. When you're waiting in line and you're aggravated, realize that everybody's aggravated and give it a little extra. I have problems with that because I'm impatient. But I work on that and I try to make those realizations as I'm going along that, hey, everybody here's in a hurry. Everybody here's wanting to get out of here. These workers are wanting us all out of here. So they're probably trying their best. So I try to go to the intent. What's the intent here? Are they intending to? They're probably not. They're probably not intending to hold you up. They probably really want you out of there. They probably like, come on, people.
Hurry up. You're good at this, aren't you?
Yeah, we're through with that. You gonna heat yours up now?
Not right now. I don't work on those tomatoes.
Mama, you gotta eat.
I'm going to eat.
Them tomatoes are working on themselves. You're gonna let them cook for 30, 40 minutes.
About cooked.
About cooked, she says. So 30 or 40 minutes, or unless your name is Tootsie Patience, then maybe 20 minutes. Watch her run from that camera. She's always a step or two ahead of it. Talking about childhood memories. And this is another one of those things that's probably just me and probably everybody else is like, I can hear certain sounds coming from the kitchen and it takes me back to childhood. Like I can hear Mama rumbling through these cabinets, getting out the kettles, and I know she's fixing to cook something. I can hear the oven door open and then I hear that little thud of that cast iron skillet going on the counter, and I know she's going to make biscuits or cornbread. And all those little sounds come back as a child, and you just love the household sounds. Have you ever had a house full of people and had your family, and then all of a sudden they all go on vacation or they're all out. And you think, gosh, it's quiet. Your mind is, like, and it's just different. Like when Mama goes on vacation, and I love for her to go on vacations. I love for her to travel and go and see and do. I love to get my nightly report and her tell me a castle she toured or a train ride they took and how horrible it was. She's never had a good train ride. Mama's never had a good train ride. If she had been born in the Old West, it would have been bad times.
I'd had to take the stagecoach all the time.
Mama took a train ride one time, paid money. This is not an untrue story. Daddy was alive, and her and Daddy was going on this big train ride, and they took their friends, and they were all going to go and have a wonderful... The tour company went out of business before they didn't tell them. And that train ride didn't happen, did it, Mama?
No. And we didn't get our money back.
Didn't get their money back either. But they spent the day doing something else and enjoyed it, and it was okay. But that train didn't work out. Her and her friend Rhonda, they travel all the time. So they was going on a train ride last year, was it? Year before last? Yes. Maybe pre-COVID. And they were supposed to went up a hill and done some stuff and got meals. And she described it how wonderful.
They sent our meals on a different train.
She described how wonderful this was going to be. And they got their meals right. So they get up there and there was no meals. They'd sent them to the bottom of the hill.
We had to...
Tell them, Mama.
We had to go get us... at the little town, we had to go hunt different restaurants, different ones.
Because they took their meal to the bottom of the hill. And then they offered to give it to them. When they got back, they said, we didn't eat. We don't... What are we going to do with the meal?
We rode around on that train forever for no food.
So this time they go on another train ride. I said, Mama, you know your track record with trains. This was going to be great, she said.
We're supposed to stop at a museum or something. And
then to turn around on the train, when the train just...
Didn't.
They rode up, they reversed and came backwards.
No turnaround.
No turnaround, no museum.
No nothing.
Train rides are not Mama's thing.
I'm bad luck to them.
Is that pizza done, Mama?
It kicked off. I'm going to see it.
I'll get it, because it's hot.
I thought those were right here. I'm just going to let
It depends on how nice. So I'd like for Mama to at least get one good train ride in. We did go one time to Chattanooga and rode the choo-choo, didn't we?
I think we did.
As a kid, we took the kids. I remember that, and it was pretty good. And we have rode Dollywood's train a bunch of times. Except, Dolly, if you're watching, I know you watch every night. Dolly, I ain't holding this against you, but one time, your train, it burned a tiny little hole in the sleeve of my shirt. Mama, you know it did.
The embers from it come back on you.
I was sitting there. And I have to wear long sleeves even when I go to Dollywood because it's the sun. See, my hands cleared up because I've been covering up. I was sitting there and I felt a little sting on my arm, just the tiniest thing. And I looked down and there's a hole and that ember had gone through my shirt and hit my arm. There's no scar. Just a hole. Dolly, don't you worry about it. I got plenty of shirts. I don't want you tore up over that.
You want a paper plate or a real plate?
Let's go paper, Mama. Pizza's done. And I want you to gaze up on how pretty it is. That was made at home, folks. You all seen it happen. If you hadn't seen it happen, you'd swear that I got that from some exotic, wonderful pizzeria with a brick oven and all that goodness. Wouldn't you? Now, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Yeah, you would. Sure you would. But look at that. That's just a homemade veggie pizza.
You're going to take that with a knife saw and have
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. But you've stole every knife I had.
I won't have to hunt for a pizza cutter.
But Mama, I ain't eating till you eat. So.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
I don't want your pizza to get cut.
See it cut.
Oh, Lord, you're getting like a little child.
A little child? No, I just ain't gonna eat. I'm Southern, Mama. You don't eat until your mama eats. And that's been a hard one for years. Because Mama, even when we have a dinner, she's flitting around. You know what flitting means? It's kind of like when I call Mama a housefly or a butterfly. She just flits from one thing and lands and then flits to another and flits here. She's a flitter. She flits.
If I had the speed, you could call me a hummingbird.
Hummingbird. She's getting her plate together.
Yeah, so you'll eat without losing your pizza.
Oh, Mama, I'll be all right. But see, she's having her mashed taters and that okra and that little bit of chopped beef steak, and she's gonna heat it up. And believe it or not, it's good. Okra and tomatoes and all that is so good heated up. I'm surprised she didn't have it for lunch because if
I didn't eat no lunch.
Mama, that ain't no food. You got a half a bag of stuff left there.
Well, I might not want it on.
I should have fixed your plate.
No, you shouldn't.
But that's a Southern tradition, and y'all talk all the time about Mama. Well, you know that I make her do that. I don't make her do nothing. Mama does what she wants to do. This is a Southern thing, and you Southerners out there, and I say it's a Southern thing, not because it can't happen up north. I just Southern everything I know that we do and have done. And I know my aunts do, and my friends' mothers do. It's just I call it a Southern thing. Don't mean it can't happen anywhere else. It just means I know that's what we do here. They tend to flit about at meal times. You have the whole family in. Your mama, your grandmama, your auntie, whoever's house is hosted, she feels like she has to just keep buzzing around, preparing and see. You want some more gravy, honey? Here, you get some of this gravy. Put some of that gravy on there. Oh, I'm good on gravy. Oh, here. Now, you better take the gravy. You know it's the truth, Mama. Did you get gravy? I don't want to know. Oh, here, try. You ain't tried my gravy. Here, it's coming. Don't fight it. Just say thank you, ma'am, and go on because you're getting some gravy. Casseroles. You will be given. Did you try that pineapple casserole? Here, take you just a little spoonful of it. You'll love it, honey. You'll love it. Well, you just go ahead and take it because you're going to be taking it. It's a whole lot easier to take it than it is explain why you don't want it or whatever, because that's the way they are. They want you fed and fed a lot, and they want you to have something to drink, some sweet tea, some water, whatever. Well, let's bless it, and then we'll eat it. They want you to have all those things already, and they feel, I don't know, if Mama sits down when we have a big table full of people, she jumps up just like she does here. You know, she'll run back and forth, don't you, Mama?
Usually.
Usually? She's not even going to deny.
No, I'm not denying it because I do it.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful meal. We thank you for the nourishing of our bodies, dear Lord. And dear Lord, we just ask you to be with us. Watch over us, lead and guide and direct us, dear Lord, and direct our footsteps and direct our words, dear Lord, and everything that we do. Dear, be with all the prayer requests that's out there, dear Lord, and we thank you so much for your protection, your love. Dear Lord, we just pray that you continue to watch over our children as they attend school, as they go about their lives, dear Lord. Just watch over them in your precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, Mama, yours looks good.
It was good last night.
It looks as good as it did last night. Let's test this pan. This pan don't hold heat too bad. Let's come down here. Y'all can see Mama eating. And you can also watch me cut my pizza. I've been wanting this. I hope it's turned out. I've never put some of these things on my pizza. Now, every summer, I just about end up making a garden fresh pizza. And I'll make them some other time, but most of the time I will put pepperonis or sausage or hamburger, something like this. Today, I didn't want none of that. All I wanted was some garden fresh vegetables. And I'm sure this won't be near as good as the one that our friend used to make us all the time. What is wrong here with this picture? I ain't coming out of there until I cut it. What's wrong? All right, I'm gonna try again. Don't embarrass me in front of my friend's pizza. I'm trying to lift you. There you go. All right.
Oh, that looks good.
Would you like a taste, Mama?
No. Don't want all you peppers.
Well, what would you put on it? Just tomato? I tell you what you would eat is this right here.
Oh, I know.
This right here, well, you wouldn't have to tear everything off from it. That tomato with cheese on it you'd like, wouldn't you?
I don't believe I want it. Thank you, though.
You want no part of that, do you?
Mm-mm.
Now look at there. Look at that beautiful tomato. Mmm. Yes, yes, and please, yes. That's what I was wanting. Now, these peppers are kind of like green peppers, but they're not that overpowering. And that's one reason I just want to put them in rings, but they don't taste that. I just taste the banana pepper. It's totally different than a green bell pepper. The green bell pepper's got that harsh sharpness to it to me. This, I call it the Rihanna pepper. It's not hardly like that. So I wouldn't put bell pepper probably, but I would put that sweeter chili pepper or whatever it was. I don't know what kind it was. It was mixed in the seeds with the others.
Mm-hmm.
But now the banana pepper's delicious on there. Mmm. I got some of the squash then. Delicious in that marinara. I would put squash on it every time.
You would.
How's yours, Mama?
That's good.
How's your tomatoes doing over there for you?
I turned them down lower.
So they're just going to simmer for 20 or 30?
We're just going to wait like a week now, and we'll turn them up, get them boiling again, and can them.
So Mama tried on 275 pairs of glasses this morning. And she tried on her old pair of glasses 275 times too.
I've got to go with them.
So she had her old glasses in this hand. And she'd take her new glasses, whichever she's trying on, she'd put them on and she'd say,
No.
No, they're different. What do you think? Is that a true story? And me and the girl that was helping us,
Yours had pink and red and
She had
blue
pink. I
and
didn't.
green. And
I did have a pair of green ones and a pair of red ones. Now that lady, that girl, she was good. And she put Mama in some pretty glasses.
pinks and everything. She went to the cutie section. Got me glasses.
She said, hold on just a minute, I got some back there. She brought out this little cute pair, and that was cute. She said, you're so little. These are from the kids section, but they're pretty good size.
They were actually big on me.
They did look pretty big on you, Mama. But they was really pretty on you. But what was that? Well, they had
Pink in them.
They had pink. Mama said, I don't want pink. Mama's not opposed to pink, but she says it washes her out. So she don't wear a lot of it. But sometimes you wear it and you look really good in it. Don't you?
Yeah, but I didn't want red.
I'm going to post
When
the
they
picture.
look at me, those red ones and those jet black ones, you had me trying on. All you could see was the glasses coming towards you.
She looked good in them, but now she looks really good in the ones she chose. They're a little darker than her other ones, and they're more of a plastic frame. And I made a deal with her. I said, if you don't like these, we'll just bring yours back over here and get them filled. They can do that. So that's when she said, okay, we'll try these.
I hold you to it, too.
So, after the surgery, we thought maybe she'd get back with readers, but she has astigmatism. So after the surgery, one eye has 20/20 vision.
20/25, isn't it?
20/20 vision. If I'd have said that, Mama always switches a little bit. Does your mama do that to y'all? One of them had 20/30 vision. But one of them was completely good. What a miracle of modern technology and lessons from the Lord that she had that surgery and her eyes were so bad the doctor didn't even want her to drive. And now in one eye she's got 20/20 and she got 20/20 with correction, they said. But one eye just doing, and she read the bottom line of one of the screens.
I did good, didn't I?
You did good, Mama. So it's just amazing how good she did, and we thank you all for your prayers. We thank you, the Lord, for helping her through all that. But it was a blessing. But she has probably as good eyesight now as she did in her 30s. So it's amazing to me. Her eyesight's better than mine. I never did have great eyesight. I've been wearing glasses since I was 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Mama just started wearing them when you all seen her last year. But they've got her back to a great level.
Yeah.
And if it hadn't been for the astigmatism, she probably would have just got by with readers. But now Mama has had headaches this week a little bit from straining her eyes in the afternoon. So it is evident you're going to have them.
I said that for one minute, though.
Yeah. So, but we're still so blessed and happy.
Mm-hmm.
Happy and blessed. I see y'all's sweet tea picture over there, which usually means one thing.
It's empty.
It's empty. And that means two things. It's fixing to get some peach tea in it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Saturday. You have to have peach tea on Saturday.
I had too much on the stove to make it.
You have to have good iced tea on Saturday in case somebody comes by and sits on the porch. What are you going to offer them? Water?
Yeah.
Well, you can offer them a water, but you better have a backup of tea because they're going to expect it.
Mm-hmm.
And we got lemons because they're going to expect maybe a little lemon. Not the peach though. Don't try that, folks. That coffee's so good. Mama made me a fresh pot of coffee. Go figure. It's Friday night. I can drink coffee all I want to, can I, Mama?
You sure can. We ain't gonna plan nothing for tomorrow. Just let it hit or miss, whatever we do.
Those are my favorite words.
Mm-hmm.
No plans for tomorrow.
We've been busy the last 2 Saturdays.
We have been on a marathon. You have seen us. We've been everywhere. Did we take you with us last Saturday? Did we take them?
No.
Did we take them the Saturday before? Did y'all go with us to the Amish country?
No, I don't think.
No, I didn't have a signal. We were so far Amish, we didn't have a signal.
Oh, that was right.
Because,
we
well,
didn't have nothing on
I'll
that.
tell you, we got lost.
I was directing.
We weren't lost. We were misplaced.
We went too far.
So I had never been there. And Mama had with her friends. And they had gone several times. I said, where's this place
But
at?
I never drove it, you know.
I don't even think you rode.
Yeah, I do. I was talking, what, paying attention.
So we're driving into the country. And she was on the right road. And I said, Mama, how far is it? I don't know. I'll know it when I see it. I said, do you cut off from this road? No.
I didn't think you did.
No. You'll see a fields and fields full of beautiful gardens. And you'll see a barn, and there's a little lean-to out there, and that's where they sell it. It's beautiful. And they've got big old green, and you can't miss it. That's okay. We drove a good piece. And I see a sign. It's old, but it's a sign. And it says fresh garden tomatoes, blah, 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 that way. I said, Mama, there's a sign. I bet you that. Nope, you don't turn off. And I said, okay. So we drove a fur piece more, like twice as far back in there than what we'd already driven. And just like magic, the Lord put a Dollar General.
I said, we've come way too far.
I said, Mom, we've gone so far, we've come to a Dollar General. Out in the middle of nowhere was this Dollar General. And I pulled into the Dollar General because I figured this is probably as much civilization as I'm going to find, because nobody was out. It was hot. I said, well, if you see somebody out, Mama, we'll stop in their yard and ask them, do you know where the Amish sell the produce? And she said, okay. So we pull into the Dollar General, and this lady was there, and Mama said, honey, do you live around here? And she said, yes. And Mama said, where is the Amish selling the vegetables? I knew right then we were in trouble, because she says, I have no idea.
She hollers at somebody else.
And I said, oh, Mama, she don't even know about it. And she local. She hollers at another lady.
I heard her different. She wasn't really local. It was her sister she was visiting was local.
She hollers at another lady and a man, and they come over. And Mama says, where can you buy fresh vegetables around here? She didn't even go with the Amish thing.
No.
And the woman says, oh, the Amish have them. Oh, I was like relieved. And Mama said, how much further up are they? She said, oh, honey, they're way down there. You've got to go back where you came for a while. And then the man spoke up. I learned that he probably should not be a tour director in this area. He says, it's easy to find. It's right there on the road. That's what Mama said, too. You just go back down here to 2 paved roads and make a right. I thought, well, that is as easy as instructions as I need. I said, thank you, buddy. We appreciate you. Mama said, thank you. She said, we was just up there last week and got all kinds of stuff. It's wonderful. Okay, there's another confirmation. It's really there. Yeah. I start counting, and I ain't a mathematician by no means, but I can count to 2. We come to a road, and it said, and it was paved, 1. We drove another couple of miles, another road, and it was paved, 2.
What now, though?
I turned, because he said turn on a second paved road. I about got in trouble because the guy behind me didn't like me looking at the signs, and he commenced to blowing, and I just turned and went on, because I thought, well, this is it, number 2 road. We drove out through there about 4 miles, and I said, it ain't here, because he said it's just right off the road. I turned around, come back, and I turned right. I said, Mama, I know we had this conversation earlier, but I'm going back to the place that had the sign that said tomatoes, and I'm going to turn and try that one. I went past 3 more paved roads.
5 paved roads.
To get back to the tomato sign. I turned on the tomato sign road.
There it was.
There it was, right across the bridge, right there on the left, just like Mama described, just the wrong road. So it only took us
an extra 40 minutes to get to it.
An extra hour to get to it than it normally would have. So I could get there now in about 30 minutes instead of an hour and a half. But there was no, I was going to look it up on the internet. That's the reason I started this story. There was no internet. So I couldn't film you all, bring you all along, and I couldn't find the directions or nothing. There was no Google. Now, I lived in a world without Google for many years and without internet. But I'm telling you, folks, once you get it and you get used to it, it's hard to do without it. But we found it. We found the folks. We got all those vegetables and stuff, and then little bitty tiny cantaloupes, and they was really good. But Mama or that guy at the Dollar General, neither one need to apply for tour directories.
I got you on the right road.
I knew we were in trouble because she is hard-headed as a brick. I knew we was in trouble because about a mile before we got to the Dollar General, reality come over her. And for the first time on this whole long trip, all along she said, just keep going. It's right up here. Just keep going. Don't you believe me? Don't you have any confidence in me? Yes, Mama, I do. I kept riding. But about a mile before we hit the Dollar General, she says, you know, I don't really know where we are now. I said, Mama, I've been believing in you. I'm sitting here right now having faith in you.
I know it didn't take us that long to get to it. But...
and believing in you. She said, well, it didn't take us this long to hit it. And you're on your own.
And I said, when we hit the Dollar General, I said, we've come way too far now.
I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and she's been the tour guide for 45 minutes. And she looks at me and says, you're on your own. I said, well, let's go up through here and find a place to turn around. And that's when the Lord provided us with a Dollar General and a little dab of information. At least got us turned back in the right direction. And we went back another 40 minutes or 30, 40, whatever it was, to the original sign when I said, hey, Mama, there's a sign that says tomatoes. Could that be it? No, you don't turn off this road, she said.
I thought it was right there that you could see it from the road. You almost could.
I couldn't see it.
You almost could.
If you had X-ray vision that could look through mountains, you could.
There wasn't no mountain. I ain't taking you no more sales.
But here's the outcome. We got our vegetables, we got our stuff, and Mama said, and I agreed, we need to come back up through here sometime when we're not looking for nothing and just drive up that country and see how pretty it is. Because it was beautiful.
It was a nice ride.
It was a nice ride. But it was definitely a little misplaced.
But we found it.
We found it, Mama
That's all
said.
that counts. We got to it.
But now I should have known. Here's the truth of the matter. And Mama's going to get mad when I tell you this. My aunt has lived at the same place for 50-some years. Now, it's 75 miles from here. And I quiz Mama every time we go. Mama, which road do I turn on? Now, I know. 100%. Don't you turn right here?
I have to call her to get there.
They have to come pick her up. If she drives...
No, they don't pick me up.
They come and collect you.
They tell me how to come on.
And I get closer. And I said, do you remember now? I remember this. Now, what road do you turn now, Mama?
It's the wrong road.
I don't know. Is that it? No, Mama, that ain't it. And we go on down the road, and I said, right here's where you turn. Yep, this is it. She'll confirm. Time we get there, she misses about 4 turns. So I kind of had an inclination that she may not be the best tour guide to go back to a place she went to 4 years ago with a friend and her not driving.
I can make it over there. I just have to
Make it over where?
to my sisters. I call them get directions.
I'm going to have faith in her. I bet she could get there.
I didn't take that after. Mommy could take you anywhere, and Bernice sure can. She can take you anywhere and go. Not me.
There is about 3 or 4 ways that we go to her house. Mama
And you
said.
just confused me.
Mama said, I can't learn because you go a different way every time.
That's right.
No, Mama, we don't go a different way every time. It depends on where we are. I mean, if we leave from here, I go the same way every time. If we're over there in Knoxville, I may, take a different way from that destination. But if we leave from here, it's the same way every time.
I could do the other way. I know it.
The other way.
Through Tassville Pike or
Somewhere over there, right?
yeah. Get off at Merchant's Drive and go. I could find it.
The end.
Skill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You probably could, Mama.
I don't know if I could now or not, but I used to.
You got anything you want to add, Mama?
No.
Thank y'all for joining us on this Friday night.
He's talked about me enough, so.
Thank y'all for joining us on this Friday night. And the tomatoes are just sitting there. And they're going to be sitting there in a few more minutes. Mama's going to turn them up. But all she does is, like she said, she takes the quart jars, which have been sterilized, through the dishwasher. She wipes the top of them off with a wet paper towel. She's got that little funnel over there, and she leaves a little bit of headspace, about an inch and a half.
Yeah. Hello.
Puts that lid on there. Tightens the ring on there, finger tight, and lets them pop. We don't pressure cook them. We don't water bath them. We take them out of that boiling pot and put them in them jars, don't we, Mama?
Yeah. Hot lids, hot jars.
Hot lids and hot jars. No water bath and no pressure cooking. Don't follow our instructions. Get your canning book.
It's not according to the canning book.
Do you. Don't do us. We're not telling you to do that. We are not canning experts.
Say, cold bath and put up the jars in water and cut them about an inch over the top.
Hot bath them?
Yeah, you put the water, put a jar in a tall kettle and put the water about an inch or so over the lids. And then you bring them to a boil, let them boil a little bit.
And that's the way they do it.
Because the canning books and homemakers that taught canning said with the acidity in the tomatoes was different than what it used to be. And they didn't keep as good, but I've never had no bad luck with them.
We don't put salt in them.
No.
It's just tomatoes, just like our green beans. We don't put nothing in them. And they hold fine. We use them year after year. Then there's no problem with them. But no, we're not experts. This is a disclaimer. Don't listen to us. Do what the experts say.
Yeah.
Who knows? We may be the only family in the world that has the immunity to eat rotten vegetables. Who knows? So don't listen to us. Just do you. But that's what Mama does. That's how she cans hers. And that's how I can mine. If I'm canning, if Mama's on here, if she's on a trip or something, if I do some tomatoes, I do just like Mama do. Mama, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I've done enough damage. You've talked about me like losing you and everything. Losing both of them.
Was it all true stories, Mama?
Some of it was stretched.
Stretched? Which part?
And all that iron something, it wasn't hard iron.
The only thing that stretched was the trip.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a nice ride.
Yeah, it was pretty country, pretty crazy.
All right, Mama, say good night to everybody.
Good night, Mama. God bless you. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Y'all have a blessed night. Lord, we'll be back tomorrow and we might cook something. Who knows? Bye, y'all.